My truck was gone, and the only clue was a neon yellow tone notice flapping on my mailbox like a taunting middle finger. HOA, the neighborhood's self-appointed parking czar, had finally crossed me. The guy who owns the damn towing company. It started innocently enough. HOA, with her clipboard and perm, patrolled our street like a hawk, scribbling complaints about improper parking and leaving passive-aggressive notes on windshields. Everyone in Maple Grove knew her. She'd call my company, Ace Towing, at least twice a week, demanding we haul away cars for the pettiest renaissance attire an inch over the line. A pickup parked too long in her sacred cul-de-sac. I'd let it slide. Business was business. But this time, she towed my truck, a beat-up F-150 I'd parked legally in my own driveway. The nerve. The irony. I was fuming, but a twisted part of me almost laughed at the audacity. HOA didn't know I was the one signing her tow orders. I stormed to the tow yard, the late afternoon sun casting long shadows over the gravel lot. There she was, HOA, standing by my truck, arguing with my employee, Jimmy, who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. "This vehicle was illegally parked," she shrieked, waving her phone like a gavel. "I have photos. It's a menace." Jimmy spotted me and froze, his eyes screaming, "Boss, handle this." I climbed onto the bed of my truck, boots clanging on the metal, and stared her down. "HOA," I said, voice low, "you towed my truck." Her face twitched, confusion flickering before her usual smugness returned. "You? You're just the driver." I called Ace Towing, and they followed my orders. That's when I saw a tow hook on my truck was mangled, the release mechanism smashed like she'd taken a crowbar to it in some unhinged power trip. My blood boiled. That wasn't just vandalism. It was a declaration of war. "HOA, I own Ace Towing," I said, each word a hammer. Her mouth opened, then shut, like a fish gasping for air. The yard went silent, save for the creak of a nearby chain swaying in the wind. Jimmy backed away, sensing the storm. HOA's eyes darted to the wrecked tow hook, then back to me. You can't prove I did that," she stammered, but her shaking hands betrayed her. The confrontation exploded. She doubled down, accusing me of harassing her with my ugly truck. I fired back, listing every petty call she'd made to my company, every neighbor she'd bullied. The air crackled with our shouts, drawing a small crowd of yard workers and nosy passersby. HOA, desperate to save face, grabbed a wrench from the ground and swung it at the truck's side mirror, shattering it. "You can't intimidate me," she screamed. The crowd gasped. I jumped down, inches from her, my voice a growl. "You just destroyed my property. You're done, HOA." Her defiance crumbled, but not before she spat. "You'll regret this." I could have called the cops right then, but I wanted her to squirm. I told Jimmy to file the damage report and let her stew. Word spread fast. HOA's reign of terror was unraveling. Neighbors started texting me, spilling stories of her threats, her fake parking fines, even her keying cars she didn't like. I realized this wasn't just about my truck. It was about a community fed up. So, I planned my counterstrike. I had my lawyer draft a civil suit for vandalism and harassment, citing the tow yard security footage that caught HOA's wrench-swinging tantrum. I also posted a public notice on the neighborhood app, detailing every Ace Towing call she'd made, dozens, all frivolous, clogging my business and costing taxpayers thousands. The backlash was swift. Neighbors flooded the app with their own complaints, calling her out. HOA's name became a punchline. By the next week, she was a pariah. Her precious clipboard was nowhere in sight. She stopped patrolling, stopped calling. But I wasn't done. At the town hall meeting, I presented the suit, the footage, and a petition signed by 40 neighbors demanding she cease her vigilante antics. The room erupted in applause when I showed the clip of her smashing my mirror. HOA, there in the back, turned beet red and fled. The council issued her a formal warning. One more stunt, and she'd face fines. The victory felt good, but the end was bittersweet. I saw HOA a month later, alone in her yard, no longer the tyrant, but a shadow of herself. My truck was back, repaired, but the cost of her actions lingered. Neighbors divided, trust broken. I'd won, sure, but at what price? HOA's downfall wasn't just her own. It was a reminder that power, even petty power, could rot a community from within. I drove past her house, the tow notice still crumpled in my glove box, and wondered if she'd ever see the irony. Probably not.